Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. This is Grain Free Homestead. I'm Derek,
I'm Stephanie.
and today we're going to talk to you about this shelf here we picked up at Costco. We we got it for, how much was it?
94 and some change.
94 some change. So with all the things going on in the world now, like you go to the grocery store, you don't know what's there, what's going to be there. We just been trying to stock up, have a little extra in our pantry. And I know a lot of people are trying to figure out ways what to do, how to do it. A lot of people are building their own pantries, which is awesome. But if you can't or you don't have the materials, we were just looking for something to expand the pantry to get it to where we have a lot of jars that we need to find, space for. And what we had just wasn't enough space. We needed more room. So we picked this up here, and I think it's pretty good. It's worked really well. And we're really kind of excited about it. We got this new space, and it's holding up. I mean, everything's turning out really good with it. It fit perfect where we want it, and it's a really good size shelf.
Mm-hmm. It was hard to find. We kept looking for shelves that we liked, and we wanted one that we could take with us that is portable. So down the road, if we move or something, we can take this with us. We love the wooden ones, the built-in ones. We do have some of those, but we can't take those with us. So we've been looking for a good, solid metal one, but we were also looking for one that had a solid shelf. I don't like the ones with the little metal grating. I don't like my jars sitting on that. I feel like this is just safer and easier. And then we also wanted one that was deep, that maybe you don't have to go as long, but you can come out deeper. So this is 24 inches deep, which is almost the deepest that we could find for like a portable shelving unit.
Yeah.
So this one is 4 foot long and it's 2 foot deep, which is pretty deep. And then it goes up to 72 inches high. And all these shelves are completely adjustable to whatever you wanted them for. So you could technically say you were gonna store like your pints and half pints, and you wanted to have different size shelves on here, like different depths in between. You could do that with this.
I'm not sure if you can get.
I think
you can order more shelves.
Order more shelves. That's what I was gonna say. In the instruction manual,
yeah.
They had like a website and like a phone number that you could call, and you could order more shelves. So if you wanted 2 or 3 more shelves, you could fit a ton of food on this. So
it doesn't even have to be food, just
or whatever.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Fit a ton of stuff on here. So this technically has 5 shelves altogether. As you can see, we kind of have the top open because I had some bigger things like egg cartons and stuff. They take up a ton of space, and I don't need them all the time, but I need them. Some of my bigger pots and crocks, some jars. We're not done filling this up because we just got it. So this shelf here, I already have plans for it. And then we're going to bring the camera closer, and we're going to show you here in a second so you can see how deep it is and how much I can fit on here.
Well, we got this at Costco, and when I saw it up there they had a display up there, and we'll show you a little clip of that real quick. But when I got it home, it was all in a million little pieces, and I was thinking, wow, this is going to be difficult to put together. But I realized there wasn't like any screws or bolts for this. It's basically just a little clip system and it's really adjustable. There's a lot of different sizes, have the spaces, and it's really versatile because you don't have to do 5 shelves on this. You could do 3 and then another shelf with 2. So that's what I really like about this. This thing is not set in stone on when you put it together. It's not locked in place. If you need to change it up, if you need to adjust it, it's really pretty simple. I think the only thing it comes with a lot of little tools and stuff, but the only thing you need to put it together is like a rubber mallet. And I mean, it was really easy, probably 25, 30 minutes. I had this thing put together. And you can see right here, these shelves just kind of sit, they just kind of sit in place. They just lock in by gravity. They're not like bolt locked in, and you know,
they
it's just,
feel waterproof.
yeah, they're solid too.
Yeah.
It's not something that, you know, you're going to push on and it's going to cave in the
no,
middle.
they're
It's a solid piece of metal here, and it can take a lot of weight.
It says up to 650 pounds, so that's quite a bit. We're going to zoom in here and show you guys the ins and outs of this shelf.
All right, one more little bonus thing I was wanting to show you guys on this right here. I kind of showed it when it was at the store, but there is like there's no little catch right here. So if your jars are pushed too far to the edge, there's not really anything. That's one of the downfalls, I think, of this shelf, is there's nothing to block them, nothing to hold them at the bottom to keep them from falling off your shelf. So yeah, just have that in mind if you're going to be like maxing this thing out and you're going to have jars on the edge. If something, you know, if you have a cat, which we do, you know, that wants to get up there and knock stuff over, just think about that before you put stuff on the very edge of it.
Okay, so you guys can see here how deep these shelves are. They're pretty deep, 24 inches. So for me, when I measured out my jars down here, it's 6 quarts deep. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 6 quarts deep. And then for pints, I think it was 8 or 9. I don't have any extra pints right now, but I'm already up to 3. So I think it's 8 pints deep on that. You can see at the bottom here, we have some of our stored food, like sugar, salt, rice, and beans. And that's what here is going to be for. I'm getting ready to can a whole bunch of beans. I want to do some black beans. I want to make homemade baked beans because that's something that's a canned food that we constantly are having to buy from the store. And I would like to eliminate that and be able to have our own baked beans. And then also chili beans. We use chili beans quite regularly. And so I want to make and have them canned. So I have all the beans down here ready to go. I'm hoping to do that this week if we can get to it. And then we have some rice, sugar, and salt down there. So I'll have another bucket that I'm getting ready for this week to put the rice in. And speaking of that, if you don't have any bulk food, if you haven't started stocking up yet, or maybe you're just starting to stock up, now is the time to get some extra food. There's all kinds of stuff going on right now, not just with the economy, but we've had crazy weather, freezing weather. We had, you know, it was negative 30 wind chills. We had rolling blackouts in our state, just all kinds of weird stuff going on. And right now is the time to have food stocked away. So that's why, you know, we have several shelves that we have canned food on. It's shelf stable. You don't need to freeze it. You don't need to refrigerate it. Anything like that, it's ready to go. So if the electric goes out, it's not going to hurt your food pile. It's not going to matter to what you have canned. So that's why I want to get this whole shelf filled up with protein, with different kinds of beans and things. But if you don't know where to start, big box stores like Sam's and Costco carry, like this is a basmati rice. It's generally the rice that I prefer is a basmati. This one's from California. No, this one is from the foothills of the Himalayas. I take that back. This one is a Californian rice. And so a lot of our stuff is like this here. This is Lundberg. This is from Azure Standard. So this is a 25-pound bag of basmati white, and this is certified gluten-free. I am celiac, so that is important for me and for our family. So if you need a good place to stock up, Azure Standard is a co-op where you go online and you can pick out everything that you want, anything that they have. They don't just have bulk stuff. They have anything and everything that you might want, and it isn't just food. They have like emergency supplies. They have storage supplies. Anything that a homestead might need, they have. And so I can leave a link in the description below, and it'll take you to their website. And that's where we get our 50-pound bags of salt, sugar, things like that. We like to have all this on hand in case of some kind of emergency, like what we just went through a couple years ago, or maybe we can't get out of the house to get the necessities that we need for a couple weeks to a month at a time. We know that we have plenty of that for our family on hand at all times. So if you haven't started stocking up, I highly encourage you to go ahead and start thinking about it. How would you stock up? Do you need buckets? Do you just need some jars? Or maybe if you have to, you get some plastic tubs and you put them in there temporarily. There's all kinds of videos on YouTube of how to store stuff in buckets, with gamma lids, with Mylar bags, or oxygen absorbers. There's all kinds of videos that are really helpful and can show you the best ways to stock up. And I mean, some of this food, especially rice and beans, can keep for 15, 20 years or so. So that was just kind of a side thing that I wanted to talk about. But that's one of the reasons that we got this shelving unit, is because we have plans for it. There's stuff that we need to do. My beans, I have empty jars, and I don't really have a place to rotate them other than we were putting them back in the boxes, and it gets kind of jinky doing that. It gets, things can fall, a jar gets broken, and this way I can actually organize it. I know how many I have, if I need to buy more, which I think I'm good now. I think that between rotating them out, and I have both of my grandmother's jars that people have blessed us with, so I think we're good on jars. But I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. If you haven't started stocking up, please consider doing so. Start watching videos. If you've never canned, start this year. Do it right now. The winter time, I think, is the best time to can. It's cold outside and it warms your house up. You can empty maybe you have a lot of fruits and vegetables in the freezer, and you can get those out of the freezer and can them. I can all the time with frozen fruit, and even if you had maybe frozen green beans or something like that, you can freeze veggies too. So this winter, before we get busy in the spring and summer, maybe you garden, learn how to can. Water bath canning is the perfect way to start. You can even use a stock pot like this right here if you don't have a water bath canner. All you need is a big stock pot. It's the same thing. So you don't even have to buy any kind of special equipment to water bath can. And you can water bath pickles and jams, jellies, salsa, like acidic things, even tomato sauce, tomato paste, stewed tomatoes, crushed tomatoes, any kind of tomato product you can can using a water bath canner. And the other method is a pressure canner. It's in a box down here. This is why I love the shelf. It holds that big old canner. Now, pressure canning is kind of the next stage of canning. Definitely do your research, watch lots of videos, get online and read, or get, one of your grandmother's books or something. And that is for non-acidic foods, meats, and proteins. So like my beans here, I will be pressure canning those. So that's just kind of a crash course. But if you haven't thought about it, please think about it. All right, and if you've never maybe thought about canning, or you want to know how to can, I can put a link in the corner. We do have some videos on different types of canning, water bath canning and pressure canning. So I encourage you to check those out. So guys, this is our video for today. We just wanted to show you, the wintertime is hard for us homesteaders. We kind of we're used to being outside and doing all kinds of stuff. In the wintertime, I like to can. We're doing little projects like this, and we're getting ready for next year already. So guys, I hope this video was helpful. Please give us a like and a subscribe, and we appreciate you guys. I hope you've had a great new year so far, and we'll see you on the next video.